I think it's the fact that I went to university, I've done a degree, and I think it's more impressive that I managed to finish it whilst doing the sparring with Joe Joyce. I think that would have added another dimension to getting the degree.
There's quite a lot I want to talk to you about boxing, obviously, and some specific fights. But just to wrap up your kind of teenage years, obviously you wouldn't, maybe it's a stereotype, but you wouldn't expect a boxer to have got a degree in history to have wanted to be a barrister. I mean, just tell me a bit about your educational career, and I guess were you a good student? What made you want to go down that route?
Well, I've just come from a normal background like myself. I wasn't poor, I wasn't rich, just a normal background. And I've got to give a lot of credit to my mum and dad, because they taught me the value of hard work. And when you come from a normal background, I think you appreciate the value of hard work, because you're not getting nothing and you're not getting everything. You're just working for what you've got. And my dad and my mum always said, try hard at school. You try hard at school, you try hard at everything you do in life. Some people don't do very well at school, and that doesn't matter. You can find your calling in something else. But I was always that kid who, I remember I first went to my secondary school in Marshalls in year 7, and I'd done the CATS test, which is like an entry exam. And my dad went to a parents' evening, like for the results, and I had like 3s out of 10, 4s out of 10, and then all my mates, his parents were sitting there, and they'd had 8s out of 10, 9s out of 10s, and that made me feel terrible. I wanted to be in the top echelon, and then from that moment I think there was a switch in me, and I just wanted to try hard at everything. I loved history, English, I loved writing essays. I became head boy of my school in year 11, and I loved trying to be the best at it. I treated it like a competition, and I did have an interest in a lot of the subjects I was doing. And I think, I got the highest grades at GCSE at my school at Marshalls Park, and then I got 2 A stars and an A at A level in history, geography and politics, and I just took that competitive nature of it, because everyone loves to win. If you don't win, you don't win. You take it on the chin. But I used that mentality like I had in boxing or rugby and any other sports I did at school, and I took it into the classroom and thought, right, I want to try and do the best I can. And I think that's not just for school, that's for sport, that's for everyday life. Do the best you can. If you do great, you do great, but as long as you tried your best, it don't matter.
Did you start uni? Did you go to uni?
Yeah, I went to Exeter and studied history, and then I started playing rugby when I was there, and I finished it. But
you did finish uni?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay.
So basically it was, I'd done 3 years there, and the last year was when COVID hit. And I was actually in Las Vegas at the time when COVID hit, sparring Joe Joyce. And it was like the middle of the last year of uni. And I was already debating whether to go to Vegas, because I'd got to finish my dissertation and all that, and that was going to be a distraction in itself. And then COVID happened, and then my dad's business, we had to change the whole outlook of it. We used to sell cheese, and then we started selling meat on the van instead, because all the restaurants were shut. We had no one to supply, so we started doing home deliveries of cheese and meat to people's houses. So I'd wake up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, not too early, but we wouldn't finish till 2 a.m. doing our deliveries, and then I'd come home, do my dissertation till about 4 a.m, and then I'd train in the garden till about 5 a.m, and then wake up and do it all again 6 days a week. And it was a tough time, but I really liked it and really enjoyed it as well, because it felt like I was doing something that meant something, not only for my degree and me training hard trying to keep at the boxing, but keeping mum and dad's business alive, and it felt like we was doing something good. But I wouldn't want to do it again, definitely not. But COVID was a tough time for a lot of people, and I'm glad I finished that degree, because I could have easily turned around in the midst of going to Vegas and doing all this stuff with my dad in lockdown and saying, I'll just forget about the degree. I know I'm going to be a boxer after this, but I'm glad I stuck at it, because I've got that now.
Did I read something? I may have misunderstood it then, because you told me you finished the degree, but I thought I read that you went to Vegas to do that sparring, kind of at the expense of your degree, or there was something there.
I was on track for a first class degree, and with the time that I'd have to devote to sparring and the training camp, because it wasn't just sparring, I was using it as a way to gain experience learning off Joe Joyce, doing the whole training camp with him. And I went to my faculty department, and they said, listen, you're probably going to end up with a 2-1, but a 2-1 gives me the access to all the careers anyway, and I'm not too bothered about getting a first class or what. I think it's the fact that I went to university, I've done a degree, and I think it's more impressive that I managed to finish it whilst doing the sparring with Joe Joyce. I think that would have added another dimension to getting the degree. So I sacrificed getting the first class, but there would have been no guarantee of me getting the first anyway, even if I stayed at home. So I'm glad I did it.